Hello everybody, my name is Roman Hogancamp, and this is my Humorous. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs. Or at least, they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. A timeless children's classic, presented from another point of view. After all, there are three sides to every story. There's one side, the other side, and somewhere in between. The truth. Now, the story's been told of the big, bad wolf. But is that the real story? In this day and age of fake news, having fallen victim to satire, misinformation, or just hype to tell a story? You decide. But before you do, let's look at the other side of the story. From the big, but maybe not so bad wolf. After all, what really happened may not always be as it first appears. Today I present to you the true story of the three little pigs by a wolf, as told by John Sheikatz. I am the wolf, Alexander T. A. Wolf, but you can call me Al. Now, I don't know where this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diets. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals, like bunnies, sheep, pigs. But hey, if cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think they were big bad too. But, as I was saying, this whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in once upon a time, I was baking a cake for my dear sweet grandmother's birthday, and I had a horrible sneezing cold. And I ran out of sugar. So I went over to my neighbor's house to ask for a cup of sugar. Now, this guy was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his entire house out of straw. Can you imagine who in their right mind would build their house out of straw? So, of course, when I knocked on the front door, it fell in. Now, I'm not the kind of guy to walk into someone else's house. No. So instead, I called out, "Oh, Mr. Pig! Oh, Mr. Pig! Are you in?" But there was no reply. I was just about to go home without that cup of sugar for my dear sweet grandmother's birthday cake when I felt a horrible sneeze come on. I huff and I huff and and I sneezed, a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but the whole darn house fell down, and there in a pile of straw was the first little pig, as dead as a doornail. Now, it seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner just lying there in the straw. So I did the only thing there was to do. I ate him. Now, my cold was feeling a little better. But I didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear sweet grandmother's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. Now this guy was the first little pig's brother, and he was a little bit smart. But not much. He had built his entire house out of sticks. I rang the doorbell on the stick house. Ding dong! Ding dong! But there was no reply. So I called out, "Oh, Mr. Pig! Oh, Mr. Pig! Are you in?" "Ah! Ah! Ah! Go away, wolf! You can't come in! I'm... Bing! Shaving the hairs of my chin, chin, chin!" I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt a horrible sneeze come out. I huffed! And I sneezed, a great sneeze, and you're not going to believe it, but the whole darn house fell down, just like his brothers. And when the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, as dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor! Now you know, food will spoil if you leave it out in the open for too long. So I did the only thing a good self-respecting wolf would do. I had dinner again. Now, I was getting awfully full, but my glass was feeling a little better. But I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear sweet granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. Now this guy was the first and second little pig's brother, and he must have the brains of a family, because he had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the door of a brick house. But there was no reply. So I called out, "Oh, Mr. Pig! Oh, Mr. Pig! Are you in?" "Oh! And do you know what that rude little porker answered?" "Go away, wolf! Don't bother me again!" What a pig! He probably had a whole sack full of sugar just lying there. And he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home, and I was going to make a nice birthday card instead of a cake, when the third little pig yelled, "And your granny can sit on a pin!" Now, normally, I'm a pretty calm fellow, but when someone talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. My apologies. So, of course, when the police drove up, I was trying to break down the pig's door, but all the while, I'm making a really big scene. The rest, as they say, is history. When the news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner, they figured a sick guy asking for a cup of sugar wasn't that exciting. So he jazzed it up with a huff and puff and blow your house down. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. But would you loan me a cup of sugar? One side, the other side, then somewhere in between, the truth. Thank you.